For the past 6 years I've kept this secret in order to not have my life ruined. You won't believe why. I am 20 years old male and I've been hiding a secret for 6 years. To give you some context, I was 14 years old, a freshman in high school, and I was really fond of this girl in my class. She sat right across from me in my third period. I absolutely adored her. We would FaceTime every single night and we even planned to hang out a bunch, but I was too embarrassed of my living situation, so I had never invited her over to my house. Since my family didn't have much money, when she invited me to go to the movies I always had to cancel last minute because I was embarrassed of not having money for a ticket, so she never really tried to hang out with me after that. But anyways, we still kind of talked and we texted all the time throughout school how much we hated it and the people there. At this time I was getting bullied. I was trying to do social media and she was the only person who really believed in me. It was a Monday morning and we had an assembly where we talked about suicide prevention, and me and her were texting each other and something along the lines came up of saying I'd rather end my life than be here, and I agreed with her. I said, "You're right, this is boring, I would rather do the same," and she jokingly said, "What if you ended me?" And I did myself. I jokingly responded, "I could never hurt you, you mean too much to me." And following that she goes, "Okay, what if I ended myself and you ended yourself and we could be together forever?" Brushing it off I said, "Sounds like a plan." And right after assembly she came up to me and gave me the biggest hug. Little did I know that was the last hug I've ever received from her. It's coming to the end of the day at school and I'll see her right before I leave, and I wave goodbye, get on my bus and go home. Later that night I go to texted her, "Hey, wanna FaceTime?" and my text turns green assuming her phone died and I didn't reach Harry. Didn't really think much of it, and the next day we ended up not having school for some reason I can't remember. So 2 days later I'm in my history class. Things seem a little off and I just don't feel right. I could feel something was wrong. She hadn't texted me and I began to get really worried. I need a drink of water, so I asked my history teacher, "Hey, could I go use the restroom?" and he obliged and let me go out of the classroom. While I was walking towards the bathroom I see one of her best friends sitting in the hallway sobbing, and so I walk up to her and I go, "Hey, is everything okay?" She slowly looks up at me and goes, "I'm sorry to tell you this, and I hate to be the one to tell you this, but last night she attempted to take her life and the doctors say that she's likely not going to make it." From there everything from our conversations hit me. I felt like my entire world was spent in, and at that moment I felt like I wasn't in reality anymore. I was just watching my life play from a TV. I shot into the bathroom and I immediately just started sobbing, knowing that I was the only one to know what was going on. He skipped all my classes that day and just stayed in the bathroom, just staring blankly as Puffy just not okay. After the day was over I got on my boss and I guess there was a mass email sent out to all the parents that one of our fellow students committed last night. My mom comes in my room and goes to check on me, and she asked if I knew who it was, and I looked up at her and I said yes, and she asked me if I knew anything. I told her no, and she didn't believe me, so she took my phone and saw our exchange of text messages. My entire family locked me into my bedroom and told me to never speak about this to anyone again and deleted the messages off of my phone. I don't know if anyone had access to the girl's phone, but I'm guessing the green text meant she blocked me and likely deleted our conversation as well, so no one would find out later on throughout that I kept a secret to myself and didn't tell anyone, and ended up failing all my classes my freshman year, so I had to move to another school. District excuse was we just couldn't afford living in this town anymore.